Julia Rose. She is our guest now. She joins us from Shag Mag. She has had quite a week. And Julia, good to have you on the program. You are world famous now. Your name, not so much. Your face, not so much. But the rest of you, quite famous at this juncture. And Garrett Cole, the Astros pitcher who you flashed in Game 5, has now blocked you on Twitter. What is your message to the Astros pitcher?
My message to the Astros pitcher is, what the fuck? Why would he block me? I literally did not find out till last night. I went to like just tag him in something, and it was literally like his name wasn't popping up, and I was like, "There's no way." And yeah, there was a way. He blocked me.
So, Julia, I want to take a step back before we even get into the other night. I think everybody saw the other night. Very impressive, by the way. I'm not a huge baseball guy. I actually recommend they do that every game. I think it makes it a lot more entertaining. I would watch a lot more baseball if you or the Shag Mag girls were behind the pitcher, behind home plate all the time. But what's your background? Like, where are you from? How'd you get into modeling and everything that you're doing now?
So I'm actually from Texas. I'm from a really, really conservative small town in Texas. All my family's really conservative. Haven't really gotten a lot of support from that end, but I moved out to LA about 5 years ago, and social media was starting to become a thing when I moved out, and I found a love for pushing boundaries on social media with my content, and people either really love it or they really hate it.
We really love it. Julia Rose with us from Shag Mag. I too would watch a lot more baseball games if you and your friends were there behind home plate. You mentioned being from a conservative family in Texas. What was their reaction when they heard or saw the news?
Well, my mother was more on the supportive side, I think, because she understood my motive behind it. My mom herself has, had her struggles with breast cancer, and so it was a real motive behind it. And I think my mom more understood what I was trying to do. Was she like worried about the aftermath and the like what would happen? Of course, she was like, just keep me posted. If you get arrested, I just need to know. My dad, on the other hand, not a huge supporter.
Oh, Julia, I have two little girls. They're 7 and 6, and man, I don't know how I would feel about that. So I understand, but hearing you say my dad not a huge supporter, I can't imagine ever not being a huge supporter of my girls, no matter what they did.
Yeah.
So, gosh, now the whole rest of the day, I'm going to think about how I would have responded to that, how I would have reacted to that. It's very very interesting. So take me to exactly like the plan, right? So, whose idea was this? How did you get the tickets? Like, walk me through the whole strategy here and how you pulled it off.
Yeah, so it was my idea to do it. I knew I wanted to do it behind the World Series like over a year ago. I just didn't know obviously who the players or who the teams would be, where it would be, what inning, or any of the details other than I knew I wanted to do it at a baseball game in the World Series because you knew where the cameras would be. Um, Came down to it, we couldn't buy tickets until obviously we found out who was in the World Series. We tried actually getting tickets to Game 2 in Houston. We're unable to get them behind home plate, so we actually found tickets to Game 5. Two were actually our first initial seats were behind home plate, and we were planning on just doing it from our seats. But bought the tickets, and of course, Game 5 was a huge gamble if there was a sweep. But we like crossed our fingers, hoped for the best. We actually got there, got in our seats, and security already pulled us aside and basically told us they knew who I was and that Shag Mag was not supposed to be like could not be promoted behind home plate. So we actually called like my mom, obviously, and called her and said, what can you see from the game? And we had found out that they had shifted the cameras over just a little bit to where we were now off screen. So last minute, I was like, okay, we're just gonna have to book it. I knew that the stairs were on the camera no matter what, and I was like, we're just gonna have to walk up and then head for the stairs and just try and just go for it, and then get to the bottom. And if anyone tries to stop you, just go.
So I understand you spent $80,000 on all the trip, the tickets, and everything. Did you get your money's worth? And are you disappointed that the ladies got full exposure, but your faces were not caught on camera.
It was a huge bummer, like, when we found out. So first, we didn't even know if it aired. We didn't even know if it was, like, worth it. We got detained. We got brought down. And then honestly, the security guards, or one of them was one of that told us that it actually aired. And we're like, okay. So then we got to see it, and I was really bummed. One, because the shirts cut off, and right at the shirts, we had breast cancer ribbons on the shirts. And it cut off the shirts, and then it cut off our face. And we were like, honestly, going to sleep that night, we're like, I don't even know, if this is going to turn into something. Is it going to work? And then the next morning, literally woke up, and it was like ABC, TMZ, everyone was calling, asking for interviews. And I was like, if at least like we can now get our faces in it and tell people why we wanted to do it and actually have a voice about it. And it's cool that all these interviews have happened just so I can speak about it. But no regrets. I think it was honestly really awesome. I didn't get like my money's back, or like money worth back, I guess you could say, but I definitely got money to like donate to breast cancer, do what I came to do.
All right, so Julia, I want to know how they had that letter for you that you posted on Instagram or Twitter so fast. Like, you did that, like, I felt like that was an hour after the game. How would they already have a letter printed out and like sent to you? How'd that work?
So we got handed the letter. It wasn't sent to us. We had, like I said, we were detained, literally brought down to like this basement area, held for about 2.5 hours. And then they found out that we were going to be banned from that stadium for 5 years, and then banned from MLB indefinitely. And I believe it was the GM, either of the stadium. I have to look at the letter again, but it says he came down and he basically told us why we were being banned. We knew we were being banned, and he handed us the letter.
And the question was afterwards, real or fake, Julia?
They are 100% organic. I've been asked this a lot in interviews.
Oh, I meant the letter. I know.
Dave, that was good. That was good, Dave. That was really good.
But that was an excellent answer to that question. The one thing I need to know now, Julia, is what's next? Because I know this has seemingly worked out pretty well for you. What are you hatching? Are you allowed to say, or are you going to unveil something right here on Home and Home?
You want me to unveil something? No, I'm just kidding. I definitely have something planned. Sure, it's definitely another sporting event. I just can't give away too many details because I don't want someone to try and stop me.
Well, Super Bowl's in South Beach.
Yeah.
There's even apparently betting odds on the next sporting event that I'm gonna do, that where you can go and bet what you think it is. I'm gonna give you. I probably won't do the Super Bowl because I'm a huge football fan and I cannot imagine being banned from football stadiums. That would like break my heart.
Who are your teams, Julia?
Oh, I don't even want to say right now, but the Eagles, the Birds. I love Carson Wentz. They haven't been doing that good this season, but I'm a huge Birds fan.
Nice. Well, you can't tell because I've got this wig on, but I do the Eagles preseason games on TV. I live outside of Philadelphia, and even though I didn't play for them, I do the Eagles pregame. So I actually, believe it, I didn't even tell you this, Dave. My wife is getting mad that she never gets to go to football games. So for the first time ever, after I do the Eagles pregame show on Sunday, I'm going to sit in the stands with my wife for an NFL game. I've never watched an NFL game with her. I was always playing or broadcasting. So I like that it's the Eagles, Julia. That's fantastic.
I think you should wear the wig next time. I think you should.
No, I hate it. It's in my hair. Oh, I hate it. I can't take it anymore.
Now, if you're not aware, Julia,
we're all taking it all off on the show today, Julia. We're taking it all off.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I saw a
fake.
quote though, Julia. Did you have a quote where you said there's a double standard and that men at sporting events are allowed to have their shirts off, but women are not? Because this is a movement I could 1,000% get behind.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it was one of the girls said it. We've all felt the same way. That, I mean, even I think last night a guy got up, ripped his entire shirt off, and did like a body slide across something, and everyone was like, okay, is he gonna get banned for it? Because can you imagine? We just stood there and barely flashed. Imagine if we got up, ripped our shirts off, and like body slid. That would have been way more fun. But we got banned, and I mean, there's definitely, just looking at that instance of something that happened, definitely a double standard. But I mean, what you gonna do about it, you know?
Julia, and that dude was like 350 pounds. Nobody wanted to see that dude with his shirt off. I'm fairly confident a few of us wanted to see you with your shirt off. And by the way, that pump fake was just terribly torturous for all the guys watching, including us as well. Not cool. So a couple of questions from our viewers and listeners. One is, who has slid into your DMs on Instagram? And by the way, it's underscore Julia Rose on Instagram. Who slid into your DMs? What's been the best part of all this fame? And we have a friend who is a huge fan of yours, going back to the show Are You the One, who wants to know if Gio was completely ass crazy.
Oh my gosh, that's throwing it way back. DMs, I don't want to like air them all out because you never know who wants to be told. I think the coolest DM I've gotten is Snoop Dogg. That's been, I think, one of the coolest ones. There's been a couple from baseball players being like, I can try and sneak you into another game. And I mean, it's been really awesome. I've gotten a lot of love throughout my DMs of the most random people you could think of saying like mad respect. And it's been, I didn't expect a lot of people to show love like this, but it's been really awesome. When it comes to Gio, yes, he was really crazy. That was so long ago, but I still remember how crazy he was.
What did Snoop Dogg say?
Just flames, like said fire, or it was just cool. Like, you just grow up and you listen to music and you listen to these people, and then all of a sudden you do something like this and they give you respect for it, I guess. It's really awesome.
So Julia, tell everybody about Shag Mag and what you're doing now. And I guess there are people that are skeptical about how much of it was about breast cancer and how much of it was about, your business ventures. So tell me about your business venture and then explain exactly the balance between those two with this stunt or act or whatever you call it.
Yeah, so Shag Mag is a digital magazine that I started about 8 months ago. There's one of the covers behind me, if you can see myself flipping the camera off. So we started about 8 months ago. We like to call it the Millennial Playboy. It features new models each month. It's definitely a pro free the nipple magazine. I was tired of, Instagram not allowing us to post what we wanted. So I decided to make my own kind of platform for these women that wanted to shoot sexy content. And we feature sex articles, sports articles, dating articles. It's been a crazy ride. A lot of people have said, how much of a part was promoting Shag Mag, but how much, like you said, was actually, to promote breast cancer awareness. And I think, honestly, it goes hand in hand. It's definitely, there is a business to run, and we wanted to promote the business, but the more the business was promoted, the more money and subscribers we got. And the more money we got, the more we're able to help breast cancer patients that aren't able to pay off their medical bills. When it comes to how much money from, what we've received is going towards it, I can't give you like an exact percentage, because our literal goal was, let's just get as much and literally have a hands-on effect where we find women who can't pay off medical bills when it comes to breast cancer and reach out and pay for them ourselves. And we're getting a hold of people trying to handle it all, but it's not like an exact number. I never wanted to say, oh, this is my limit, this is as much as I wanted to spend. Honestly, if this is an ongoing thing where I do this each month and donate a chunk each month, I'd rather do that than like give myself, a cutoff number and saying I'm only donating a certain amount of money.
Did you say there are sports articles on Shag Mag, and have subscriptions, memberships skyrocketed since this all started?
We've gained about, I'd say, a little bit over 1,000 subscriptions. It's been really, really awesome. Yes, and there are plenty of sports articles, predictions. We like to do a lot of predictions in the magazine. Our World Series prediction was not correct, but we got free.
Hey, so Julia, I have a couple ideas for you as it relates to football. I know you don't want to get banned from football or whatever. How do they even know who you are? Can't you like escape before they get you? Like, get a bunch of guys to like help you get an escape plan. But pretty much any stadium, after a extra point, you can be behind the field goal post. But in particular, I've noticed in New Orleans, they always have the camera from behind the field goal post after it goes through at a Saints game. And there's like a group of people that after the ball goes through, they all turn around and look up and smile and go like this. Like they know exactly which camera it is after it goes through the extra point. So go to a Saints game, get with those people. They know where the camera is. And TV is used to showing them because they show it go through. Those people all turn around and go, hey. And you can be one of those people and you can, do what you do.
Are you going to do it with me?
I would, if I was at a game, I would absolutely do it with you. Look at me. I'm showing all my tattoos right
now. I'll do it if you do it. The most impressive thing of all is you did it at Game 5 with Secret Service in the house. Did you know that at the time?
We actually found out that morning, and it was really funny because we were literally like, we weren't worried. We're like, we didn't know. The more thing that one of the girls was like, I wonder if the president's going to see our tits. And that was like, we were all like laughing about that the entire time. But we didn't, Secret Service, I feel like a pair of boobs is like the least of their worries.
Yeah, they have to deal with a boob every day of the year. Sorry.
Dave, you're on a roll, dude. You're on a roll. This is your best segment ever.
Julia, I think you ought to be a weekly contributor here. All right? I know you got a job.
Yeah, just running the magazine, no big deal. But I'm down. I think I should be an addition. I think for sure.
Well, we love having you. Julia Rose, it's _ Julia on Instagram. It's shagmag.com. Real pleasure having you. Yeah, everybody going to flash at the same time before we go?
No. I want to say one thing, Julia. I look at things with a much different perspective now, having two girls. And I just want you to know, even though you said what you did about your dad, you are a very impressive young woman, and especially what you've built, the social media following and the business, and hearing you talk, it's very impressive. It's a lot more than just you showing your boobs. You put a lot of thought and effort into it, and honestly, I think he should be very proud and respect for what you've become as a businesswoman.
Wait, hold on one more time. Call Dad. Make you say that one more time on speakerphone.
Yeah, well, we will send you that clip. Are you literally calling him?
No. He wouldn't answer. He's not talking to me.
We'll send you that clip, Julia, so you can send that to your dad, former NFL offensive lineman, hugely successful media presence. Ross Tucker said this. We'll just send you that clip for your dad. It's been a pleasure having you. We eagerly await your next project. If you want to tip us off, we're all in on the promotion, all right?
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Ross. That literally meant a lot to me. Thank you guys.